Ooh, we have kind of a banger pack here. Lots of good options. Okay, so our rare, Adept Water Shaper. I like this card. I think there are cards I would prefer to take in the pack over it, though. Eclipsed Kithkin and Rhymekin Recluse being those two cards. Seer also quite good, of course. Yeah, this is really close. So, I've really liked Elementals lately. I think that Kithkin and Recluse are kind of close on power. So, I think I'm going to bias towards the Recluse. And when I say I've liked it, it's been like, Elementals has been the open deck in a lot of my drafts. And Kithkin I've actually found pretty difficult to get into. So, I think you could take Kithkin or Recluse or even Seer, and that would be fine. Right, yeah, and Recluse also goes in non-elemental decks, too. So now we see a Shimmer Creep. Shimmer Creep sweet. Lunalisk also reasonable. I think I'm going to take Shimmer Creep here. Actually, like, a fairly weak pack. Way, way weaker than the last pack. Some role players in here. Tilling. Glutton. Shimmer Creep. Pretty good on just X equals 2, I found. It's best to get to, like, 3 or 4. But if we're just, like, blue-black, which isn't super common, of course. But if we're just blue-black, I'll still play this card. Okay. Now we get to a pack where we've got a Blight Rot and a Dignitary as the two best cards. I could just take the Dignitary, because I don't think this Shimmer Creep is like a gigantic pull into black. Dignitary is a better card than Blight Rot, I think. Based on your experiences coaching, what are players struggling with drafts? Sorry, are more players struggling with draft or gameplay in this set? You know, usually it's gameplay. I do think it's the draft portion this time around, though. I think this is a pretty darn difficult draft format. Gameplay is always going to be tough, of course, but if you're not doing well in this format, I think... I would bet, for most people, it's actually a draft issue, not a gameplay issue. So after taking Dignitary, we just take Eulogist. Not like there's any other options in this pack, really, that are close. I think Eulogist is the best card by a lot. If I wasn't going to take Eulogist, I'd probably take the Wayfinder. I like Wayfinder more than most people, it seems. Also more than the stats have it on 17 lands. Like, I don't know. I think this card is flexible in all the right ways. Being a changeling matters a lot. There's a lot of decks that want to keep hitting their land drops. Even if you're not splashing, right? It's kind of the key with that card. I've liked it even in just 2-color decks. Okay, bunch of blue. Nothing... amazing, though. I think I just take Evolving Wilds here. Yeah, like... It's interesting. We went for blue-black. There are some solid fairy cards. I'm not, like, jumping lanes or anything for these cards. And I don't think they're, like... You know, even if we are blue-black, it's more cute than good. But there's something there. There's something there. Now the best card by a lot is Kadultha Zealot. And so I think I just take that card. Not really another option I'm happy with. This is pretty interesting. We've got another Eulogist and a Seeker as the good cards here. I think I'm gonna take... I'm actually not even sure. There's also a Cinder. I like Eulogist the best. I think I'm kind of in for taking the Seeker. Seems like Elves and Elementals are the two open decks here, and it's unclear which one we want to be. Yeah, I mean, like, the best cards currently are Elemental cards, so I think I'm going to keep going down that path, but there are more good Elf cards in general in the set, so, like, my tiebreaker here has just been density of cards for the Elemental decks we've seen versus density of the Elf stuff. We can also play the Shimmer Creep pretty happily in the Elemental deck. Yeah, we could be red-black Elementals. Honestly, that's something that's not uncommon for me. A lot of my Goblin decks, because a lot of the Goblin cards actually are not very good, like just the creature-type Goblins, I end up playing quite a few quite a few Elementals in that deck. So like the Zealots, the Weave, what is it, Guide Weaver or whatever, the 4-mana 4/3 trample, make a treasure. Those cards, you're just going to have those cards fill out your deck a little more often than, say, you know, the dorky goblins. Unless you're, like, all in on, I've got a million Curse Catchers and Boggart Mischiefs. Or Curse Crafters, the gold card. Sometimes you make concessions to that, but... Wheeling Scout is interesting. We wheeled Luminalisk, too. So, yeah, this has been a really interesting draft. I could see us, like, in some weird multicolor concoction. We're like, an elf base. I'll take Dream Caesar. Auntie is a secret Vivid card, because it makes a red-black token. Also kind of, you know, fine in goblins, too, but... Okay, we opened up a Grub. Grub is great. We also have a Twin Flame Travelers and a Gathering Stone. Guildweaver good, too. Pretty sure I'm not going to take Grub. I think Gathering Stone makes the most sense. Although it is a little bit awkward considering we are very split on the creature types. If we end up in some weird amalgamation deck, it's not going to be good. But I'm kind of hoping that we don't end up there. And we just find our lane. Traveler is also very good too. I love me a Travelers. But Stone's just generically good in any deck. Which is not something I would say, I thought I would say, seeing this card for the first time. Sorry, not generically good in any deck. Any deck that has 9, 10-ish of the same creature type. When do you go for an off-color deck? Seen some folks argue that there are a few more archetypes in the set than the one listed. My experience has basically just been you go for an off-color, like the non-main creature type decks, when you've got good high-rarity cards in the other colors, like black-white, you just have black and white rares. There are some synergies in there, but I don't think it's the kind of thing where it's like, oh, the black-white deck is secretly doing this. You should try to draft towards that. I think it's mostly you should aim towards one of the 5 main decks, and then if you do happen to have some cool synergies with black-white or red-white or whatever, sure, use them. Build your deck that way. But to get there, I think you need to just have powerful cards of different colors. This pack, I think I just take the Elm here. Maybe the Embrace. Then I get this pack. I think I just take a Changeling. I've been pretty happy just taking Changelings when you need to be flexible. So, like, this deck kind of looks okay. Okay, Marrow. Not going to take that one here, as much as it pains me. Could take a Eulogist, could take an Informant. I do like Eulogist more as a card. Our Curve needs some cheap stuff, though. I think seeing good elf cards in pack 1, at least enough good elf cards, and then also seeing them... I mean, this isn't super late, but pick 2 really good elves at common. I think I'm willing to soft commit to elves here. And I'll just take the Eulogist over the Informant. I could also see, yeah, something weird happening and we're like, red-black. It's not crazy. Take a Tilling here. Gonna put these non-elf cards in the side for now. Now we see a Charge, a Dagger, a Farmer. Farmer's gonna be a little tough to cast. Dagger, I do need 2s, but I don't think I'm that desperate yet. Charge is kind of nice with, like, the Menace creature, the Death Touch creature, the other Menace creature, the Lifelink creature. I'm kind of in. Keywords and Pump Spells. Good combo. Oh, yeah, I didn't call the Blossoming Defenses in that pack. I probably should have. Blossoming Defenses is good. I found it... Ooh, good elf cards. I found it to be slightly underwhelming. Like, I guess I've had a lot of games where it just gets stuck in my hand. Has been my feeling. And, like, Tilling is just, like, always going to be good to cast, basically. Like, don't get me wrong. I love me a 1-mana protection spell. I felt that the way I've wanted to build my decks in this format, though, is just leaning into what, you know, the Elves deck or whatever wants to do. I think if you just follow the natural laid out synergies, you end up in a pretty good spot. And so Tilling, just making our Dignitaries work more often, making our Eulogists work more often on curve, seems pretty good to me. Okay, yeah, so, like, once again, Elementals and Elves, very open. We'll just pass on the gold card to somebody else. We're not playing it at this point. Yeah, Blossoming Defense isn't a bad card. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-Blossoming Defenses or anything. I just think that Tilling is going to be a little bit better. I should have called it out, though. That's very fair. Dream Caesar and Pummeler. Probably Caesar. Do I have another Caesar in the sideboard? I do. Probably hope not to play both, but it's playable if we need it. Any other Luminalisk? Luminalisk not looking great right now. I guess if we bring in this Chaos Spewer, there's like something to be said for it. Okay, Morkant's Eyes is a phenomenal open. Kind of needed a boost of power here. Hey, Snoggo. Appreciate that. Yeah, so deck needs like a few things. Deck needs another good payoff. Some removal. We currently only have one removal spell. Actually, half a removal spell. It's just this Elm, right? Not a great pack. Mornsong Aria, yeah. I'm not a believer. I know there's a lot of believers in this card. I am not one of them. How wild it would be to take Cinder Strike here. Probably not a great idea. I'll take another Wilds. Okay. So we're just planning to Eulogist them out, I guess. That's our plan. Our elf count's good enough for the stone, which is nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's definitely good enough. Ooh, rewarded. Double rewarded. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. So, both these cards very good. I think I do take Morkant, though. I would like Elf more if we had other great cards. But if it's just going to grab, like, a random 2-drop or a land most of the time, I think this is a little bit better. Nice. Yeah, also, it's sort of pseudo-interaction. Okay, well, we read pack 1. We're getting rewarded in pack 3. Still do need some removal, but maybe a bunch of Eulogists is good enough. Alright, which of these medium elves do I want? Extractor or Archer? Extractor plays well with the combat trick. And that's kind of it. Yeah, Archer is just a removal spell. It's just a green murder. Exactly. Alright, might play this Wayfinder. I mean, this elf deck is nowhere near as good as my last one. Can still sneak out some wins, though. Sneak out? Eke out? Eke out's the right way to say that phrase. Sneak out some wins sounds cooler, though. I have not hated Percher in Elves, not gonna lie. I like it better than Donglo, I think. Donglo gets back Loyalist. That's kind of cool. I don't know. One more card for the stone. A little more evasion when our plan is basically just going to be trying to kill them with Menace and Drain. I think I take the Farmer, too. We're green heavy enough where it's not going to be too tough to cast on 3 and helps with the Vivid cards. Or I guess card. I don't think I'm playing Luminalisk in this deck. Okay, I mean, I'll play it. Need one more playable, I guess. Got a few things on the board. Maybe we do end up playing the Luminalisk. Maybe we do. Oh, I'll play Bloodletter, actually, in this deck. Yeah, I think we're just planning to, like, just hope to keep attacking every turn. So, tricks work. I could splash the Recluse, Rhymekin Recluse. That is not crazy, but I don't love it. I mean, maybe I should just because I have literal no interaction. Sorry, that's not true. I have concepts of interaction. I've got High Perfect and Elm. The issue is, here's the main issue. That we are actually going to be milling quite a bit in this deck. And if we ever mill our islands, these cards don't go and get the Recluse. I guess hopefully, like, what's the math on this? Will I see a island, wilds, or Wayfinder more often than this will hit an island when I cast it on 4? You know, like, that's kind of the math. The very rough vibes math. Yeah, 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My gut says I'm not supposed to, but it is interesting. I do think I like this Wayfinder with all these 4s and 5s. Editor Alex here, just quickly. No need to adjust your sound. It is a me issue. I accidentally muted myself for 10 seconds. If you're wondering what I said in the 10 seconds I muted myself, I said, your shirt looks really nice. It compliments your eyes. You should wear it more often. There we go. I should be okay now. Unmuted. Okay, so I can tilling into something. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Yeah, sorry. I muted myself there for some reason. So yeah, tilling into Loyalist looks good. Alright. We take Shimmer Creep. So we need an elf in the graveyard. I guess this gives them a nice window to kill the Loyalists, unfortunately. Oh, no, sorry. There's an elf in the graveyard, so that's not true. I took the thing that kept the elf in the graveyard. That's why I did that. At least one of the reasons. Alright. My boulders have been dashed. I get back my changeling. With charge. Okay, so I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available. Or 5 mana in a tap land. So let's go Feastling plus Eyes. Get that going. Yeah, and then play the tap land. Next turn I can Eulogist. Cast charge. a good one to put in the bin. Value. Okay, so I can just Shimmer Creep for 3 here, and then attack with the Feastling. Obviously, there's some risk there, because they've got open mana. Hey, Throw Mega coming with that raid. Appreciate ya. How's it going? So maybe I don't do that here? There's no stop, so it kind of feels like they don't have anything. Alright, I'm in. Hey, Nitrous Mob. Appreciate the sub. Okay, it worked. It worked. Yeah, that is an arena-only moment. I wouldn't have made that attack in paper for what it's worth. Okay, yeah, they're off it. We probably just don't have any action. Okay. Did not need removal for game 1. Yikes. Not a great hand. I think I'm gonna keep it, though. Not great, but better than the average 6. That helps quite a bit. I think I can put that in the grave. Okay, play the Feastling. Auntie, yep. Another one I can put in the grave. I guess it does get my green source for this farmer. But I drew it anyways. Can you give me some advice on how to enjoy this game when I'm not winning? Yeah, I mean, personally, like, it kind of depends on... Oh, this is a card I need removal for, unfortunately. It depends on why you play games, to be honest. Because, like, that was a good draw. Okay, let's attack. For me, like, I get a lot of enjoyment out of just... Oh, no block. Cool. I get a lot of enjoyment out of just the process. Making correct decisions. Trying things out. If your enjoyment mostly comes from winning and the dopamine hits associated with that, it's harder to give, like, just think of it this way kind of ways of thinking about it. Sorry, those are word salad, but you know what I mean. Oh god. Alright, we're dead. Basically, if you derive your enjoyment purely from winning, you're not going to be happy unless you win, and you can't always win. That's interesting. I guess I keep it. And hope just to block this giant. No. Don't call yourself a psychopath. That is not true. Very normal people like winning. Winning is liking to win. Like, that's a normal thing. Liking to win. The act of winning, giving you good feelings and chemicals in your brain, is a very normal thing. I'm just trying to say that, like, Magic is a game. Oh god, another card that we're dead. Magic is a game where you're just not gonna win all the time, even when you do things correctly, right? So you kind of have to say, hey, let me find some other ways to get some enjoyment out of what I'm doing, other than just like, oh yeah, I guess just take this. I'm only in this for the winning, right? I don't think you can really approach it like that. Oh, yeah, sorry, I should have blocked. I missed that this was sorcery only. My bad. My bad. I guess this shouldn't be too bad. Loyalist dies, we get back our eyes. It's a nice one too. I think we're supposed to keep up charge rather than exile this guide. Okay. They're almost dead to their own champ. Yeah, I mean, we just cast a few more eulogists. That sounds okay to me. Okay, so I can have this thing block as a 2-powered creature. That seems worth it, right? Yeah, okay. Are we just easily winning now? I mean, if we're not, that certainly helped. Yeah, flavor sequence. Alright, now we just make 1,000,000 tokens. Yeah, I messed this game up pretty bad by not blocking the Daydreamer when I could have. Got a little bit bailed out here. They looking in their grave, digging around in their grave for some stuff. Looks like an Unbury, maybe. Don't need you. That's a nice one. Yeah, Morkant's Eyes is a hell of a payoff. Very strong. That's a big boy. You know what's sick? This card, Tyrants, and the Elemental Copy spell. I don't know if anybody's encountered this. Sorry, let me just go back to the battlefield real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Wording of this card is if you have target something with a single target, you get to copy it, right? So you get double and just 18 the opponent, basically. Just make 2 copies. 2 hasty copies. And, you know, if that wasn't enough, if you have 6 mana, you can do it again. We've been quite lucky to have our good cards. If I don't have removal in this deck, at least I've got good cards. Good proactive cards. Can I get a 3-drop, please? Please, deck. Hey. I'm telling you, chat, you really just have to ask. Like, I don't know why I spend hours recording a podcast each week. All you have to do is ask your deck for the right thing. No, thank you. I mean, maybe not exactly no thank you. It was worth considering with this thing, because of one more elf, I can start prolifing a bunch. I have a bunch of elves, though, so I doubt that matters, really. Tweeze my farmer. Yeah, I think it's best to Gathering Stone here first. Well, Is that true? I actually don't think that's true. I take it back. Let's just do this. We can just do that after. Oh yeah, that's true. They pitched white card with Tweeze. I didn't even notice that. Alright, let's see what they're big. Sure. Let's say what their big, what the prestige is here with their deck. Been an elf, play an elf. You sure can tap Morkant's Eyes to do this. Boink. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Just says tap an elf. This happens to be an elf. They're thinking here. Alright, my guide is dead. So sad. Nice. Okay, prob's best just to Eulogist and Strider here. Or, it's not Strider. Stoic Grove Guide. I don't know where I got Strider from. Is there an anagram somewhere? Strider, S-T... R-I-D-E. Actually, yeah, it's all there in order. Minus the R. Alright, they nabbed. That's unfortunate. They nabbed my eyes. Okay. Yeah, in. Just keep on pressuring. Oh, I did miss 2 points. Sorry, I was thinking this was a 1-4. My bad. Yep. Silly me. Alright, let's... Stone on Elf. Yes, I will take that. They're probably 5 colors. Yeah, they look very... I mean, at least 4. We know they're at least 4 colors, right? How many Eulogists do I have left? 2 in the deck. I'm surprised by Shimmer Creep over Gathering Stone there. Maybe I'm too value focused. Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, like, against this kind of deck, I know I have to pressure. I know I have to end the game. You can always play, like, here's the way I think about it. You can always play your value card later, right? You can never rewind time, put Power and Toughness on the board. Is this good enough? Probably. Probably good enough. What was jam? Well, this works out beautifully for us. If they block that way. Okay, they're blocking this way. That makes sense. Yeah, you can never rewind time and get damage back, right? Damage is kind of like mana in a lot of ways. Or combat steps are kind of like mana in a lot of ways. You use it or you lose it. And you don't really get it back. You could say the same thing about the Gathering Stone triggers, right? Like, you miss out on some triggers, but that's okay. It's more okay to miss out on that than miss out on damage. Catharsis. Okay, that stabilizes them nicely. Yes, please. So, what does this attack all look like? They block here. If they want to kill Shimmer Creep, they need to triple block. So that probably gets through. This goes here. Like, they double block the 3-4 with a 3-4 and a 1-1. 2-2 bounces. They get hit for 3. I play Eulogist. Yeah, it's just a good attack all. Yeah, because even if this is the case, I trade for 2 1-1s. Oh. This isn't a block that kills my Shimmer Creep. I don't know if they... Oh. But I also didn't kill their 1-1, so I'm just as bad. Magic's hard. Which actually kind of matters, because we've got double Menace Creature. Alright. Yeah, I've been a little sloppy this with these games, but not sloppy enough. This week's LOL advocates shying away from first picking the Tribal Lords, while LR advised the opposite, forcing a type if you can. How should one use set-specific limited content to really improve? Yeah, so I always think of content as, like, take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Like, if something is so... Like, especially if you're hearing 2 different people, right? Like, people... I always use the analogy of, like, the blind men and the elephant, right? Where it's like... I got this from Ryan Spain, I think. OG LR co-host. This is where I first heard it from. Different people are going to describe the format differently because they've had different experiences. It's like a bunch of blind men touching an elephant. One's going to be like, hey, this big thing got this bristly tail, and they're like, no, not at all, it's got dry skin. No, not at all, it's got this long nose thing, right? Like, we're all kind of right in some ways, right? The thing you want to avoid is drawing the wrong conclusion from the information, right? So I would more listen to what people are describing rather than necessarily their advice, if that makes sense. But yeah, like, the other thing is, different people, especially people that are, experienced drafters, they're gonna have a certain preference for certain strategies, for certain decks, for certain play styles, and that's not always going to be the best advice for you. So you kind of have to tease that out, right? Oh, sorry. I should have got a double block. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, exactly. Listen to people that have experience, that you trust their opinions on, but draw your own conclusions. Exactly. Normally in my content, I only really make a point of, like, you should do this. Like, it's really important to, like, this is the way to do it. If I feel very strongly about it, and, like, you know, I feel like it's hard to go astray with the advice I'm giving. If instead I feel like something can be misinterpreted or might not apply to some people, I'll kind of float it by as more just an idea, right? So, if you're just, like, talking about my content in general, I think we just take this. If you're talking about my content, that's the best way to use it. Like, I think it's a good idea, at least the way that I try to make things. Yeah, try to produce content. I try to... I think we attack here. They could have the 4-2, but I'm fine if they want to trade there. The stuff that I really hammer home, I feel confident about. The stuff that is just, like, descriptive, that's like, yeah, it's good information to have. Use at your own discretion. Let's get another elf in place so we can prolif. Okay, their deck looks nice. Taking 8 here is kind of rough, but hopefully we can stabilize here. Morcant helps that. So does Shimmer Creep and Eulogist. Yeah, the awkward thing here is they probably put a counter on their Dissident, and then I can't proliferate, or else I just die. I do get to block, which is nice. Oh, also, yeah, very bad with this. Like, I have to actually get this thing off the table sooner rather than later. Just realized that, too. Because they can use the counters I give them. Next turn, going Eulogist into, I guess, hopefully an elf. If we can draw an elf, I feel pretty good. As in, like, well, hopefully. I don't know if this is going to happen for sure, but mill an elf to make the Dignitary add mana. Alright. Clowns are coming in. So what if we block like this? Nope, that's not how I want to block. What if we block like this? Well, that guarantees an elf in the yard. Seems right to me. I could also not risk Morcant and trade like this. They thought for a real long time, though. I almost think they don't have a trick. Or if they do, it's like not a... They don't feel good about using it. Like, maybe is the 3-mana trick. The green one. Hey, Jaybear, how you doing? They might blight onto this informant. Like, the fact that they spent so long thinking kind of makes me think they see my board and they go, oh crap, this is a problem. I don't have an immediate answer. And whatever the, like, they thought whatever the best, okay, they're just doing this. Whatever best line they had available is kind of awkward to them, but it involves attacking everything. Which means I want to make their life awkward by blocking, is kind of the thought. Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. Obviously, this dissonance is going to be a little bit of a problem, but that was a very okay outcome. And a good draw. Oh, yeah, they have more can't. Oh. I meant to click that in the grave. Whoops. I wanted to go click on their graveyard, and then I think I clicked OK, keep that on top. Yeah, missed free value. Yeah, we'll take the one. Okay, well, I'm just gonna play creep and attack all. Is that true? I might not attack all. I could just attack with the Eulogist and the Dignitary. Do I care about trading this farmer off? I mean, I want to pressure them. I actually think it's good to do this, yeah. Especially with all these menace creatures. I was thinking, like, the farmer is pretty good just to dig us to our good cards. But I don't even think we need that. I think we just push 5 here, drain, have a bunch of menace creatures. Yeah, their deck looks pretty good. Very similar to ours. They're looking in the grave. Okay. That's not so bad. Also, I would say this is also not so bad. Okay, so play this, bash with just the menace creatures. Hey, thanks for the raid. Arcastiello, how you doing? Appreciate it. So they probably block Eulogist with the Death Touch creature and Informants. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing? What does this Loyalist die into? I guess more cants? Oh yeah, I guess this block makes some sense too. They really want another elf on the battlefield. After this Morcan comes down. Wait, they're going to have 3. Oh, no, not if they block like this. Of course. If they block it all, they won't have 3, because both these have menace. Alright, they go to 8. Alright, and I'm blighting... Problem's the Loyalist. I think? So this turn, if I attack with everything, what happens? This goes through, they block here, they block here. That's okay. Tilling. Tilling can find my other Eulogist. I think we just bash, though. Yeah, because if Loyalist dies here... So basically, if Loyalist dies, I get back another Eulogist. They're getting put to, at very least... wait, are they just dead? They might just be dead. They can't block both menace creatures. So one gets through at least. Yeah, I think they're just dead. There might be a permutation where they're not. I didn't do the math. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm pretty happy to be 4-0 with almost no removal. I mean, the deck's got good synergies and all. We haven't encountered too many must-kills, thankfully. Still a ton of snow in Toronto? Yeah, there is still a lot of snow in Toronto. The cleanup has begun, but it's piled high still. Luckily, it's all very light. So shoveling hasn't been so bad. I mean, it hasn't been as bad as it could be. It's still kind of bad. Dagger, okay. I think I'm cool to attack. If they want to trade here, that's fine. Let's play the Feastling. Sky Swimmer, cool. Ooh. I guess just the attack and play Eyes looks pretty good. With this Bloodletter. Okay, we've created a threat that they probably are not too happy about. Yeah, it's good enough. Not this turn, but can do it next. Especially against Merfolk, they just have so many small things. Elm's likely to actually kill something. Alright, so let's get in here, and we'll just charge whatever has the best block. Oh. Oh my god. Hooey! I guess they could have really gotten me with the Okay, cool. I was gonna say, I guess they really could have gotten me with the destroy target attacking creature convoke card. If they had that, I would give them a round of applause. All right. Arcanite coming in with that sub. Appreciate it. Oh, the rare? Yeah, the rare would have done it too. The 3/3 Merfolk that bounces something. Yeah, I don't have a lot of creature removal. I have a decent amount of player removal in this deck, though. A lot of pump spells and draining. Yeah, that's a good call. Them leaving the 1/1s behind probably signals the draw spell rather than anything else. They probably attack with the 1/1s. Although maybe not. Maybe they just want to... There's a possibility they could want to chump with those. In any case, though, I think you're right. Sure hope this Elm can kill stuff. Okay, against the black deck, it's kind of likely. I didn't ask for a 2-drop. I should have. Glutton. Alrighty. Pass. Maybe we get to eat this glutton. We're very lucky. Okay. Yeah, I'll just run out the Elm. If they want to kill it, I don't mind that so much. I guess we get gotten kind of good if they have Cinder Strike and then are able to cast another spell. But if they're spending most of their turn killing the Elm, I don't mind. Alright. Sure. Another Embrace, maybe? Ooh, Taster. Alright. I mean, luckily no spell. I have no removal in the deck component. You can't take any removal. They take the Feastling. Exiles it too. Ah, hello. We have a good attack. Okay, interesting. Let's make a 3/3. Oh, maybe this is bad, actually. Maybe I should have just played the Wayfinder. Yeah, I think so. Because then if they kill Loyalists, I don't have anything to get back. Mischief's not so bad. Looks like they don't. Okay, Elf in the Grave now. Very nice. Yikes. Do I attack all here? Make the bluff. I don't think so. Seems likely they call. I think we're probably going to need more Can't Eyes to win this game. And that might not be enough. Okay, so they get back. Taster hits nothing. Well, hits a land, not nothing. In. This flips. Make a copy of Auntie. I get hit for 6. 7, 8, 9. Half the block here. That just puts me dead, I think. And they like the cards in their hand? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, they can copy the Tyrant. Oh, yeah, my bad. We're just dead. We're just dead. I thought it was just goblins they copied. Alright. We finally lost the game to not having removal. Had a good run. Okay. What's happening here? What are you doing, opponent? What are you up to? They're up to a 4-mana 3/4. Okay, so their hand must be pretty jacked if they're willing to keep it, and this is their first play of the game. Okay, we hit. Feels nice. Council. Would have been great to draw a land here, but still okay. Yeah, so now they have to kill this Eulogist. And we've got a bunch of drain in hand, and maybe even hitting them for 4. Imbuer. Okay. So let's just play Loyalist so we get in a free attack. I doubt they chump. Looks like we got this unless something wild happens. Not this turn exactly, but like, you know. There aren't too many wraths in this format, so we should be okay. Winnowing does not do very much here. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, 6-1. I would be very happy to trophy with this deck. I think it's a good deck. Like, I keep going on about this. I think it's a good deck, but I'm just surprised that we haven't encountered that many Busto must kills. I think we're shooting under par for that, basically. Has also helped that the games have been pretty quick. Alright, this is a good enough hand. With the tilling, that is. Black Source, nice. Okay. So yeah, let's try to hit here. Very good chance of hitting. We hit, and we get to nab stone. That's great. Take 2, or 3. What am I playing around here? Guess I attack first. The reason not to attack first is if they kill the Dignitary in combat, which I'm not attacking with, I can't cast Archer. I gotta just play this first, because, like, I'm not gonna change anything. Like, attacking pre-combat or post-combat, sorry, doing this pre-combat or post-combat doesn't change the fact that I'm going to attack with the Elm. Yeah, no, I know the Archer has Flash. I'm just saying, as far as, like, the decision of should I attack with this or not. Or, okay, sorry, more accurately, should I attack first or play this first? I just don't think it matters too much. If I see Swamp on top, I think I take it. Oh, you're saying, like, they could have Archer? Yeah, and I, like... Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's not like this is sorcery speed only, right? So... It's not like I could have left mana up and prevented that or anything. And I'm just gonna attack with that if... I'm allowed to, basically. Okay, kill you and attack all. Okay. Yup. Okay, let's take a look at the deck again. Yeah. So what it lacked in removal, it definitely made up for in good curve, good synergies, and generally high card quality. We were very good at racing with the 4 Eulogists. Curved out basically every game. Yeah, cool deck. Let's see, anything else in here? Didn't actually cast the Gathering Stone very much, but I sure felt good when we did. Yeah, I guess the interesting thing about this deck is playing the pump spells, where pump spells aren't necessarily an elf thing. But in this deck where we just kind of need to get the game over with, makes some sense. Yeah, like, it's not literally no removal or interaction. We have Morkants, an Elm, and some tricks if you, like, want to kind of sort of count that. But I think it's a good example of, like, what to do when you have no removal, right? Just load up on evasive creatures and pump spells. Alright, folks. I gotta pack up. But thanks for hanging out. And as always, check out the YouTube for more content. If you missed the beginning of the draft, you can check it out there. And yeah, see you around.